Have you ever been in awe thinking this is absolutely amazing? Matter of fact, it's even mind-blowing. Well, imagine after witnessing all you witnessed, someone walking up to you saying, forget all that, because you ain't seen nothing yet. Well, in today's message, you'll hear about a group of people who were basically told by the prophet Isaiah to do just that. If we're meeting for the first time, I'm Donis Tabor, pastor of Divine Church in Metro Atlanta, where we believe it's all about His will, His way, His word. Let us now receive this short but powerful message. Isaiah, the 43rd chapter, verses 18 and 19. Remember not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it will spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. It has been said that life is not measured by the breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Well, I can tell you I'm a living witness because looking back, I can remember our wedding day. My white tux slacks, mauve blazer, and white shoes. Of course, not rentals, if you really know me, my personal slides. The complimenting mauve bow tie and cummerbund. Virginia's petite body covered in the amazing custom lace long white gown. The mauve, sky blue, pink, and white custom bouquet she's carrying. And of course, her beautiful brown eyes. Well, as memorable as this day is, we cannot live in it, but we can look back and learn from it. We can truly say, looking back, God orchestrated it, blessed it, and allowed us to pay for it prior to the wedding day. Since then, I can say, and I believe she would agree, it's been a joyous journey. Now, with all of this in mind this morning, today, I want to witness to you for the next few moments from this thought. You ain't seen nothing yet. The first thing I noticed seeping from the text was the past, talked about in verse 18, which says, remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Now, many of you watching would agree it's only natural to sometimes look back and remember. In fact, the Bible encourages this in Isaiah, the 46th chapter, verse 9. Remember the former things of old, for I am God, and there is none else. I am God, and there's none like me. While it's important to remember with gratitude, of course, the amazing things God has done, we must understand there's a danger in looking back. Prompted by natural tendencies to look back to exciting times, the good old days, if you will, back in the day, we can often forget there's opportunity for better days ahead. You ain't seen nothing yet. In today's lifted text, the prophet Isaiah encourages the Israelites to forget the previous things they had experienced, such as their deliverance out of Egypt, the crossing of the Red Sea, and Pharaoh and his army drowning in it. Now, while these things are clearly a miraculous having occurred through divine intervention, he advises them to forget all that. Why, you may ask? Because he needed them to understand you ain't seen nothing yet. Being led by God, he opens verse 19 with this single word, behold, which literally means to stand in awe and be amazed. The second thing I noticed leaking from this text was the promise found in verse 19, which records, I will do a new thing. A promise can be defined as a declaration or assurance that one will do a particular thing or that a particular thing will happen. Hear God's promise again. I will do a new thing. This is God's assurance through the prophet Isaiah to his people. He wanted them to know that in spite of their past failures, you ain't seen nothing yet. The third thing I noticed pouring from this text was the provisions recorded also in verse 19, which says, I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Wow. These provisions are powerful because God, in essence, is saying, I'll give you direction in places where there's normally no clear path to travel, as well as provide in areas known to be lacking in certain necessaries. Now, if we're keeping this verse in context, I must point out that it's actually referring to the fact that God will prepare the way and preserve for both Jews and Gentiles. This will be done mainly through spiritual blessings that God will bestow upon all who believe in both crucifixion and resurrection of his son, Jesus, the Christ. In closing, when it comes to the past, be it good or bad, we're to forget it. As it relates to the promises God has revealed to us, we are to remember it. And referring to the provisions, he'll provide it. So rest assured, you ain't seen nothing yet.